Okay, so this is going to be beginning stages of working on this apple, the painting of it. I'm not sure how far I'll get. I'll get it sort of blocked in per se, and then do the more refinements in later video. So I got basically my water, my paper towels, my initial drawing of the apple, photograph of the apple, and my paints. I also have a little spray bottle. As far as my brushes go, I'm back in the classroom, so I got all these new brushes I can work with. But I've kind of gotten sort of a small, medium, flat, and round, which I might use, but all of, or maybe just the flats. I'll probably need something pointy to get in some details maybe at some point. Okay, so my paints, of course, my palette, which is still a little dirty, or a lot dirty from all my mixtures, but I need not worry about mixing on top of it because all this is dry for the most part. My paints, of course, the yellow is getting a little dirty looking. My paints have sat for a while now, so it'd be a good idea if your paints have sat for a while to make sure and use, maybe stick your hand in some water and sort of flick some water on your paints, especially while it's sitting out, and when you put them away. That way they can not dry out so much and slow that down, and then maybe reabsorb some water once you put them back in the bag. So I'll probably spray these down again a little bit before I put them back in the bag so make them reabsorb some moisture. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to try to make sure as I'm blocking in things, I don't really want to lose my drawing in the process though, so I'll have to indicate a few different values here and there. But I'm not going to worry too much about finishing it in terms of when I'm blocking things in. Okay, so alright, so you want to make sure your values are closely matched, which can be really easy for the background because you can take the edge of your painting and hold it up to your background. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate that real quick. So I'll mix values similar to this background. And I'm going to need quite a bit of it. As I go, I can spread a little bit of water on my plate because these mixtures are so thin. They dry out really fast. And that's going to be way too dark. I can really tell. So to check your mixtures, it's a fast and easy way. I can paint this on the edge, hold it to my background, kind of squint my eyes, see if it kind of blends in. If there's no edge there, there's no real visible edge, that means the values are similar. I think I could go just a little bit lighter. Now you can start with either the background or the apple. I'm just demonstrating this with the background so you can, just want you to see to really want these values to be closely related. Now the values do change throughout the background, but for blocking in purposes I don't have to worry too much. All the variety values just This paper really does absorb the moisture out of the paint. I'm going to add a little bit of moisture to my mixture just so I can extend the mixture a little bit more. We'll be painting over it. Anyway, so if it gets a little transparent, it'll be okay. I'm getting a little paint on the paper there, but that's okay. I may have still be a little too dark there. Again, this is just the blocking in phase, and it's giving me a chance to kind of get things established. I can always adjust them. I go back and do my second coat. So go ahead and adjust a little bit now. I'm going to leave that kind of area a little bit because I don't want to lose my contour right there. I think I will go ahead and adjust that background a little bit more. Really quick and really easy to fix. Painting with the brush, kind of like with the edge like this, I can get a really kind of linear kind of mark like that. A lot of control. Okay, so it gets a little darker right there. It's still a little dark on my background. Of course, I can always go back and adjust it. I often see this background painted too dark. Just don't know your mixture until it kind of dries, really. That's how it's going to turn out. Or until it's on the painting. That looks a lot better. Now maybe I can go a little shade darker. This cast shadow area. A little too dark, but to start. Go ahead and establish a little bit about just how dark this is right up in here. All right. And okay, so a little bit of this right here. I'll just have to go back and adjust later. And a few little things in here that I'm going to try to put in. I got this value right now, which seems like a good one. Okay. So I feel pretty well established with that background there. Now I can start to paint my apple a little bit. Again, that's just sort of blocked in. I still got to go and work on some of those edges right there. It really does gradate quite a bit in there, and I just need to go and work on that a little bit later, but it's pretty well established. Okay, so now let's look at the rest of the inside of my apple here. Now I really can't compare this right up against that because of this area, but I'll just have to do the best I can to judge that. I feel like it's getting a little too light on me as it dries. I really had it thinned down quite a bit with water. So I might have to go back in another coat on this. Turn the apple this way a little bit, just so I can kind of improve my edge on that. Makes it a little easier to paint in this direction. That edge. I'm doing dark, so I can go ahead and try to do the stem of the apple. Okay, see if I can get this gray here. Kind of dark gray. Yeah, too dark. But actually, gradated and blending pretty well there. I had different mixtures that were wet. Didn't mean to gradate that. That worked out. Get this gray over here. Now I can paint over that highlight area and I can bring it back. These little spots like that. Still know what their location is going to be, so I can just sort of paint over this area really to block in and go back and paint something over that. Again, these values may not be exact, but I'm just laying things in right now. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of an area where highlight is. I'll probably get a different brush. Again, these are just going to be kind of roughed in. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that, and then I'll come back and do some refinements on it. I feel like right now that's blocked in. Okay.